We in Newcastle say, with a great deal of justification, that there may be some cities in the world that are as good as ours, but there are certainly none that are better. And if it was a great city before, it's going to be an even greater city when this bridge is open. They did a mighty job. I'll forgive them for the smoke now they're going out of existence, but it was a bit like the old Aboriginal scene, you know. We always knew when the ferry was in. All we had to do was look up at the sky and we saw the smoke.
My Lord Mayor, today is really a great day for the city of Newcastle. And of course this great city is without doubt one of the most important, not only in New South Wales, of course, but in Australia. What happens in Newcastle has a vital bearing on the economy of this country. No one could fail to be impressed by this rugged giant with its skyline dominated by the spheres of industry. Newcastle, Mr. Thomas, certainly epitomises the industrial city. But there's more than industry to this city of contrasts. It has produced not only great industrialists, great technologicalists and union leaders, but also renowned artists like Sir William Dobell and Jean Molvig. It is one of the busiest ports in the Southern Hemisphere, carrying more export tonnage than even Sydney or Melbourne. Today, Newcastle handles cargo valued at about $170 million annually. Ladies and gentlemen, as Minister for Highways, it is my privilege to invite the Honourable the Premier, the Honourable R.W. Askin MLA, to address you prior to officially opening this magnificent Stockton Bridge.
It's the culmination of a vision, of a dream, as somebody said, of the pioneers of the district. And it will be, I think, knowing its importance, knowing what's gone before in the planning, the dreams and the visions,
Captain, you were once the master of this ferry, is that right?
Yes, I was the first master appointed to take charge of her after she came from Leith.
And where was this, in Sydney?
In Sydney, yeah. She tied up at the old docks at Milson's Point, the Sydney Ferry Depot.
How long ago was this?
That's 47 years ago.
And how do you feel now, being on her last ride?
Well, I feel a bit nostalgic about the passing of the ferries, especially the vehicular ferries, because I was on the vehicular ferries quite a lot of my time when I was in the Sydney ferries. I've been master of all the boats Sydney ferries had instead of not the water buses. I wouldn't go on the water bus. But I've been master of all those boats, and I was master of the Cutterbill, the one that was blown up. She was blown up at Garden Island with a Japanese torpedo.
Well, I was on the first one on the Mildred when she first came here, and now it seems to be appropriate that I'm on the last one that ever came here.
And how
because
do you...
of the fact I've been born and reared in Stockton, my family are the oldest folks in Stockton. And that makes it appropriate, doesn't it? And I wouldn't have missed it for anything. And I've been in Stockton all my life, born and reared here, so just that you want to be with the ferries, isn't it?
Right, how do you feel being on the last
It's
trip?
the worst thing in the world ever happened to Stockton. I'd like to see them come back again.
Why?
Well, because it's the best thing in the world. A good old sea trip, as the saying goes, in the morning across the river. We were all accustomed to it. The nice fresh air of the morning. You know, you've got to go through that smoky, foggy up around the industries. It doesn't seem appropriate to a seaside resort with all the fresh salt air, does it?
Now, you're an old skipper of one of these ferries. How do you feel that they're going?
Well, I'm sorry to see them go. I was in Sydney first with Jimmy Island, see. I started in 1915, deckhand in Sydney Harbour.
Did you ever come to Newcastle?
Yeah, I come to Newcastle after the bridge was built down there, and I was here till I started off here when they started the new docks with the Coor and Gabba. And 30 years I was here in Newcastle till I retired 9 years ago.
And how does it feel being on the last trip?
Well, I'm glad to be on it. I'm sorry to see them finish, but still we've got to go on with progress. You've got to go on with the times.
And how does it feel on your last trip?
Well, it's very sad to see the ferries going off. I think the Stockton people, they did look forward to these ferries going to town.
Well, I believe you have a family connection with the ferries too.
Yes, my father was captain of them.
And he took the first ferry, is that
I
right?
don't know about the first, but he was on them for some time.